slightly ahead of you.
Yeah, I bet.
Oh.
Shelby died at the very beginning.
How'd she die?
She jumped out of the window while lagging really hard.
I glitched out of the window.
You were standing right on the window as the charger was coming, and I told you to get away from the
The
window.
I know, and I
you
did get away from the window.
but you turned around
And then I
jumped
glitched
out.
right back to the window.
No, Tyler.
It was like
I didn't clip it, but if I can find it real
after
quick.
you told me to get away from the window, I walked away from the window and then glitched back and out of the window.
Yeah.
If I
just didn't have anyone die. We did. I think we did pretty good.
I think that was the only death, was just her glitching out.
Yeah.
We had a couple close calls, but
Yeah.
I was managing team health and all that. You missed this fucking ninja boomer we had, where it was on the finale, and this fucking boomer, like a fucking actual player, puked me from above and then jumped down and started smacking us.
No,
And keep in mind, we were on a staircase. He jumped from like a fucking another like wing of the building. It was like ridiculous.
we had a ninja jockey. We were just walking. Next thing you know, here, and someone's neck getting ripped off. We're like, what? Because
I was right next to him and slapped the jockey. Oh,
Yeah.
I nailed it.
It made no noise. We're like, what?
Yeah,
I
they're
saw that.
kind of
I was
silent.
wondering if it was a jockey, and it didn't register until after you were like, where'd this jockey come from?
Mm-hmm. So let me get. You want to start me going over the tips and tricks of my trade before we start?
No, Tyler, watch this real quick. I want to share I want to share this to the Discord.
Yeah.
Watch how bad she was lagging.
I do want to see this.
Yeah, it was bad. She ended up disconnecting at some point.
Like,
Well, that's because I went and reconnected
Yeah.
with a different connection. I went and took
Right
it
here.
off Wi-Fi and put it on an Ethernet.
charger somewhere.
It's better.
do you guys see how? Like, I was like, hey, I was like, yeah, I was like, there's some pills over here. Right here.
And she's like, "Oh, let me get my hacks on."
I saw Shelby lag so hard. She just teleported on my screen.
Charges on me.
Oh my god, that's great.
You saw when I saw her jump out of the window. I am too health. I don't know if you saw that though.
Yeah, I missed it. I just saw her UI register dead. Like, what happened? It was like the first 2 minutes of the campaign.
Yeah,
It was like 30 seconds.
pretty much 30 seconds in, and she was already dead.
Yeah, it was just the first staircase when you leave the roof.
Texas is what happened.
But yeah, whenever you guys are ready, let me know, and I will start giving out the tips and tricks
her.
before we start the versus match.
She's still gonna
Ready?
I'll probably use the
She's still gonna
bathroom.
apologize.
Grab a snack.
Yeah, I
real
need
quick.
to go to
She
bathroom.
was.
Yeah,
I'll
she
grab
grabbed
some food.
She did.
Food has arrived. So.
Jockey!
everybody's taking their booty breaks. But yeah, ours went
I don't see her.
surprisingly better than I thought it would. We were
I
pretty
don't see
beat
her.
up at some times, but
She's still gonna
it got
apologize.
past.
John's little
Definitely
screen.
very fun. What, JoJo?
There's a clip I want to show you guys in a
Reminds me of
second.
the
It reminds me of the peanut butter
Yeah, I
baby.
gotta find it.
Ah.
I don't see her.
Not gonna lie, I'm surprised I didn't
She's still gonna
die.
apologize. Oh!
Yeah,
She's
I
still
just
gonna
want to make sure
apologize.
you're still
She
still
was.
streaming, right?
Me?
Yeah, she pushed.
Yeah.
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 Okay,
did.
good,
She's
good.
dead.
The reason is
Jockey,
because when I
jockey!
go over these tips and tricks, I definitely am gonna upload that part
John's little
because
screen.
that way it can be a future reference for anybody who wants to
She's still gonna apologize. Oh!
watch those tips
She's
and
still gonna
tricks,
apologize.
and also so Evan
Or
can
she
also
was.
see all my tips and
Yeah,
tricks.
she pushed.
When the video gets uploaded.
Yeah.
She did.
She's dead.
So, John, the clip is you going, ah! I don't know, I found it. Well, because John, like, a jockey jumped on John. That's a weird thing to say, so many J's. And his reaction was, ah! Just like the little peanut butter baby, ah. That's all I could think of.
J. Jonah Jameson wants to know your location.
I'm back.
I don't
What
see her.
happened?
She's still gonna apologize. Oh! She's still gonna apologize.
All right.
Or she was.
Oh shit.
Of our game.
Yeah, she pushed.
Yeah.
She did.
She's dead.
Okay.
Jockey!
But,
Do you hear John going, ah!
I didn't hear it.
Oh, you didn't hear it? John. Oh, where is it? Jockey!
I heard it that time. I heard it that time.
Jockey! John's little scream.
Not gonna lie, it was the cute noise.
Yay!
And Rami, the little peanut butter baby, goes, ah. That's all I could think of.
Oh, I missed it. Can you show it again? I want to see.
You were there for it. Okay, you were there for it, but I'll share it again.
What was it?
What did you share? I'll watch it. I didn't see it.
Oh, you.
John's your reaction to Jockey jump on you and you went,
Think about
ah.
that.
She's stuck on a pallet. Oh! She's stuck on a pallet jack.
It
she
was
was.
a cute sound.
Yeah, she was.
Yeah,
She's dead.
she's dead.
Okay,
Jockey! John's little scream.
I was so far away because I was the one that set fire to the witch.
Yeah.
Nice.
He like said, we have like Kyle's running in front of us. We haven't even caught up to him. He's like, oh, there's a witch here. Let me throw a Molotov. And I see him run past us. I'm like, what? I see her, like a witch just screaming her head off. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I didn't know the witch could knock you, like stun you for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, if she's trying to shove past to get to someone else, she can like stun you that way.
Yeah, I didn't know. That must me too.
Yeah, it's like that in the first game though. But if you're in her way too long, she will attack you instead.
Yeah.
Which is not good if you're playing realism because she'll just one shot your ass.
Mhm.
I don't feel so good.
It's just instantly. I don't feel so good.
I don't feel so good. I don't feel so good, mister. I just want to see like John like light a witch on fire and like as he's running away from it,
Well, I didn't even mention that when I got blinded by the fucking stealth boomer. Like, I was on a staircase and all of a sudden tank smacked me and I was like, ah!
Yeah,
I
they
was worried
kinda
I was
got
gonna get
beat up.
punched off the stairs and insta-killed or something.
I just thought
Oh,
about
by the way, when at some point we were discussing different mods and whatnot, and how one of us had like a mod that played John Cena whenever a tank was going on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I just simply commented there should be a mod that made all the common infected into Gordon Ramsay spouting insults at you.
just
That should
imagine
totally be a thing.
a zombie just
Yeah.
diving from the roof. Yeah, just
You
a
know,
zombie jumping from the rooftop.
Everybody else can mod the game as freely as they want. The only
Yeah.
ones who can't, at least while doing it, is me and JoJo because we're the ones that have the videos have to go
Yeah.
through.
I wish you could hear what I could hear though, with like the John Cena music in my Terry Crews grenade launcher.
Yeah. Power!
So funny.
Crazy. Is Shelby back yet?
I'm not sure.
I've been
Yeah.
here
Okay,
so
okay.
long.
So you guys ready for me to give tips and tricks?
Yes.
So what are we doing?
Okay.
Are we doing versus or the scavenge mode?
Versus first, and then it's scavenge. Keep in mind that the versus campaign is only 4 chapters, so you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's only a 4-chapter campaign, so it's gonna be a little shorter than usual. The first one we're gonna talk about is the Charger. Charger is the main way you win in Left 4 Dead 2. If Left 4 Dead 1 was winning through high damage pounces of the hunters or a good boomer play so you can get multi-stage grabs, the key to doing good as the Charger is insta-kills. The Charger takes most advantage in 2 types of ways. High types of ledges, windows, anything that you can be like fall out of or hang on to. If it's a high enough location and you charger someone out that, you will insta-kill them. Lining up an insta-kill at the right time is the perfect way to win as a charger. That's like the main way to win as them. The other key part to win as a charger is attacking people when they're grouped up. Because when a charger attacks people when they're grouped up, the first person is the one he grabs and eventually slams repeatedly when he stops. But everybody else in the way gets sent flying. So if you're in a narrow corridor, a narrow hallway, any sort of tight, narrow space, that if you can line up a charge, you will send multiple people flying. And the thing is, when you use that ability, when you're at a high up location, those other people who get sent flying, not the one you're grabbing, can also be sent flying off a high space, which might either insta down them or even insta kill them. Those are the main ways you win as a charger. It's just lining up insta kills, lining up when people are grouped up, you know, attacking people when they're blind, the usual stuff. The next key one that wins is the jockey. The jockey steers a lot of people into a lot of different things. you could steer it, have your friend spitter with spitter acid and then steer the jockey into it. You can steer them into a witch, steer them into a tank so your like friend can like do stuff to them. Steer them into fire, steer them out a window so they hang on. Unlike the charger who can insta-kill out high ledges, he will just simply let go and you'll hang from the ledge if I pull you off a window, which can be very, very useful with a jockey. But yeah, basically the key takeaway with jockey is steering them into any type of danger whatsoever. That is the key way to winning. Even trying to separate them from your friends. Some guy in the back lagging behind, jockey him and then steer him away from his friends. Like that is the key way to winning as a jockey. The last and I think the most important role is the spitter. The spitter does a high amount of damage if people stay in acid. Teaming up with the boom, because the way the spawns work in this is you can sometimes have 4 grabbers, but if it is going to be 4 grabbers, it would be a charger, a jockey, a smoker, and a hunter. And that's rare. Most of the time, it's going to be either 3 grabbers and either a spitter or a boomer, or it's going to be 2 grabbers with a boomer and a spitter. If you get a boomer and a spitter combo, having someone puke on multiple people, like 3 or 4 people, and then using a spitter while they're swarmed could easily turn the tide of a game, easily win you a game. If you got 4 people swarmed by a horde and you spit on them, like that's it. You can't use any kind of strategy of hiding in corners or staying grouped up, because if you're immobilized, the spitter will take advantage and she will fucking kill you. If you see any of your friends grabbed by a hunter, a jockey, a charger, a smoker, if anybody's grabbed, you can spit on them and get achievements. There's achievement for the spitter spitting on a person who's hunted, jockeyed, for spitting on someone who's already being smoked, chargered. There's achievements for all of it. And each of those does even more damage on top of the damage they already get from being grabbed. Another thing I also want to keep in mind about the jockey is, unlike the hunter, the smoker, and the charger who will keep holding on to you until you're dead, a jockey will only hold on to you until you're in-capped and then will let go. Also, while it is right trigger to, it would be left click to jump on somebody. Using the spacebar to jump on somebody will equally have you grab a hold of them and take control. So if you can just literally press spacebar, or you can do left click. Either works for getting on top of someone and grabbing hold of them as a jockey. The last and most important part about the spitter, which is particularly important during this campaign and the next campaign, which is the passing, because those are the 2 campaigns with gas can finales, as well as the scavenge mode, is that when you see gas cans initially, when they all spawn, they will appear white. When you pick up a gas can and throw it, it appears orange with an orange aura. When they're in an orange aura, a spitter can spit on that gas can and ignite it. Now there is a delay. When they do the initial spit, it's usually about a 5 to 7 seconds of time that you have to grab the gas can before it ignites. Because when the spitter spits on it, it will flash orange, which says, "Hey, if you don't grab me, I'm gonna blow up." And so there's a little bit of counterplay that you can grab it before it blows up. But that's why you got to be extra careful on any kind of strategy of throwing gas cans and leaving them alight, because the spitter will take advantage, will blow them up, and it will completely set your progress back. I think that's basically all the main tips. I mean, you still have your usual strategy of choke points. Boomer plays are very important. High damage pounces are very important. But using the new special infected and using their strengths with the old special infected is the key to victory. But yeah, I think that's kind of like all of my tips, at least all the major ones. I think I was very thorough on what things are very good and what things are very not good. Like you can steer people through fire with the jockey. You can pull people through fire as the smoker as well. The charger is just, he does a lot of damage. The last tip I was going to give about the charger, not only because he does a lot of damage when he charges at you, but unlike a lot of the other special infected, if he does the scratch that all the other special infected did, his does significantly more damage scratching than the other special infected do. So if you try to charger someone and missed and you're kind of exposed with all of them there, just try to get a few punches in, because that could be like a good 20, 30 damage if you just punch the shit out of them after failing a charge.
Alright.
As the charger. He does more damage when you scratch people. So it depends on your position. If you charge and miss and you're far away from the team, just regroup and just try to hide and try to go for another charge again. If you fuck up and you're really close to the survivors, just punch the shit out of them because you're gonna die anyways. I'm like, those are the key kind of strategies to keep in mind. But yeah, that's basically all my tips for the Left 4 Dead 2 Special Infected. Keep in mind, it has been a very long time since I've played the Left 4 Dead 2 Special Infected, so I will just as equally be learning the play style of them. Well, not the play style, but the controls of them, how they feel, the motion of it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And lastly, in the most recent update of the Last Stand update, where they added in the Last Stand campaign, they did add not only more infected ladders into the game, but they also added these new little zones. There's these little zones that look like kind of like square, like caution tape almost, kind of like that. But it'll still be holographic and flash like you would the infected ladders. Those are areas that it doesn't matter if there's line of sight or not, you could just spawn in them. They're like little safe zones to spawn in because most spawns are based on line of sight. So with that, you can actually just spawn in it without worrying about line of sight and just be like into existence.
That'll be interesting to watch.
But yeah, that is basically all the information I have. So I'm going to be setting up the lobby, and then I will probably take a piss.
Why didn't you go when everybody else was going?
Didn't have to go. Not until now.
Bruh.
Big bar.
Ladders are magical things that no one understands.
7-year-old before road trip.
Yeah. Are you there yet? I gotta take a piss.
We all know the only one who would have sounded like that is JoJo.
It's like the turtle.
Who are we missing? Eric?
Yeah.
Is it
me?
Or no? Okay.
It's just Eric. There he is.
Okay.
Alright, separated to the correct teams.
Who's gonna be infected first?
You guys.
Okay.
Hold on. Fuck. Oh.
Hello.
You know,
No.
You're in the wrong group. This is the survivor group.
I was wondering what was going on. I was like, I clicked
didn't
I clicked infected, and I was like, what are these people doing here?
Here. Why
you
aren't
guys
you
are-
in Tyler's group?
It's
No,
infected.
This is the survivor
Yeah.
group. See?
I clicked this one, and I was like, what is Tyler doing here? What the fuck?
I
See
didn't
my
realize
group?
what's it- when we were.
Infected.
That makes no sense.
0 cents.
It does
So,
make 0 sense. All right, so Shelby, go
Swap
ahead and
teams
swap
later
over.
Anyway.
Swelby, make yourself an infected.
Yes.
Choose character, infected.
There we go.
There.
Yeah, so we're gonna need to probably communicate a lot more than when we were,
Yeah, we got to time
Following.
responds right.
Mhm.
yeah, and not trail off.
Yeah.
I'm so hungry.
Like I don't remember any choke points except
Neither do
the
I.
ledge in the first
Yeah.
minute of the game.
You know that spot where
I got a bunny.
Shelby, you're distracting
Yes.
me.
What? Sorry.
Yeah, you
I
know
was
that
distracted by a
spot where
bunny!
you know that spot where you jump off of a bridge onto like a semi truck into a road?
Yes,
And,
that's
there was a
horrible
there was a smoker up there, and whoever's a smoker and is nearing that spot,
one.
I say go there.
There was I think it was whenever I was playing with JoJo and Evan. You were there, right, JoJo?
Yeah.
And 2 of us stayed up on that bridge, and we both got smoked,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
And then it was like, well, bye, guys. I guess we can't save you now because the other 2 people already jumped down, so they couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
I feel like they should add like Call of Duty where like you can crawl while you're down.
Not going into Back for Blood.
What about Back for Blood?
The crawling when you're down, that's not in Back for Blood. It's not in this game either.
Yeah.
Does that game have a release date?
I think it's like
Yeah.
April, isn't it?
I think so.
April, really?
I could be wrong. I think it's April.
I could look it up real quick before the game starts. Release date is June 22nd. That's what it says. Comes out June 22nd.
Why was I thinking April? Is like a beta or something coming out?
Yeah, the closed beta is coming out in April.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking
I
then.
think.
Oh, okay. I was
Yeah,
like,
because there was a
people
closed
like
alpha, then a closed beta.
or something. That's what I heard.